What is up, everyone? It is your boy, the Gen X today, and, well, let's get into this. 2 years ago, Swat the PowerPoint Animator was in a relationship with somebody who is called Snowfall, now called Bluberrica, whatever her name is, I don't really care. And it was when he was 16 and she was 12. I'm gonna be flat out and saying, nothing happened that was illegal. Nothing's, it's not illegal, never was, never will be. Thankfully it wasn't, because his response was pretty shambolic. But it was nothing bad, in the sense that it wasn't illegal. However, it was kind of weird. But honestly, that's besides the point. People can make their own judgments. And at the time, I made a video called the Out of Nowhere Battle, which is when one person who was called Virus, who's a really cool guy, although he was not terminated, he deleted his channel. He doesn't like to have his channels be up, so be aware of that. He made a video talking about it and criticizing him because of what it was. And I made a video responding to it, trying to be middle ground. That was a stupid mistake, and I'm sorry if people use that video for arguments, because it's not a good argument video. I have since unlisted the video. However, it is still available in the playlist for archival purposes. But I tried to be like this middle of the road kind of guy on it, and I shouldn't have done that. And that was my fault. What Swat did was pretty weird, and honestly, it stems from a problem that if he continues doing stuff like it, it could end up biting him in the butt and down the road. And that ain't good, obviously. There's a lot that I want to say, but first off, I want to say that in the future, I will not be like that. I've been a lot more critical person since then. I have learned a lot since then. I was pretty stupid back then, and I probably should have done something when I didn't. So I'm trying to make up for that with this video and anything in the future. If something comes out in the future, he is one of my best friends, but I'm not gonna just do anything, just let him get away with stuff like this if it does come to be pretty bad. Things will happen, things will be different. It is how it's going to be. And I do not want him canceled for this. I don't think he should be. However, I think it should be a very big wake-up call. And if something worse comes out in the future, especially with him turning 18 this month, I cannot stand by. If something happens in the future, I will be critical and we'll see what happens. But another thing I want to talk about is how the response has been trash all around. Alright? Now, this is kind of my bread and butter of how I do commentary videos, is I pick apart bad responses, because everyone does not know how to handle things. And I'll start off with the easiest one. Nothing happened that was illegal. It was not illegal at all. So people who would think it's illegal, it's wrong. If you don't know legal stuff, you shouldn't talk about it. And I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I understand that nothing illegal actually happened. So it's all fine in the sense that it's not illegal. So, it's all fine in the sense it's not illegal, and he's in the clear about that. So that responding like that is kind of, is factually incorrect. However, there's been a lot of responses, especially Swat himself, who are blaming Snowfall for what happened. And they are saying that they were ignorant. Now, that is perfectly true. They probably had no idea. However, or not factually incorrect, that is not a good argument. Because Swat being the older person, or just being a person in general, since it's a two-way thing. She asked him first, but he had to say yes. And he was not forced into saying yes. There was nothing about that. He could have said no, but he didn't. And that's on him. Doesn't matter that you did not know things. Ignorance is not a good argument for stuff like this. And it's what many people who actually are trying to get out of punishment for stuff way worse than this, but similar, but worse, they do it saying, I never knew. Doesn't matter. You shouldn't be using that argument. It's just what so many people do. Or like, I have no idea, I wasn't really thinking straight. That's what people like Red Kiwis and other people have said who are legitimate predators. And they gotten away with it. So it's not hard to get away with it. And I could see people getting away with it. But you shouldn't do that because I will be critical. But you can't just be like saying like, oh, I have no idea. Get educated. It's your problem. That's not an excuse for messing up sometimes. Obviously for minor things it's fine. And it is what it is. Thankfully, nothing happened this time that made it a bad situation. So it's fine. However, in the future, that's not a good argument. And especially after now. You cannot say you had no idea. That's on you. Your problem. And you'll face the consequences for that action. It's not Snowfall's fault. Never was, never is. They probably should have known. That's on them. But it's not her fault that she asked him. Fly Swat was not forced to say yes. He said yes. And that's his action. He's going to have to live with that. And it is what it is. But you shouldn't go around saying, well, you know what? It's actually her fault. She's the problem. She should have known. It's not her duty to understand that. Now, should she? Probably should. But it should be the person of the older party. And if something bad happens in the future, older party is responsible. Doesn't even matter. People will try to, and there may be differences. It depends. But you just got to be more careful. And that's just kind of something for everyone has to do. That's why I don't really interact on Discord that much overall, except in public spaces. I'm doing my best. I've seen people mess up and time again. And they probably didn't mean it, but even if you didn't mean it, you don't know what can happen. You just got to be a little bit more aware. And if something bad happens, it's on you. A lot of people in that community I think are pretty good overall. It's just they don't understand things. And I'm not saying I obviously understand everything either. I'm a stupid idiot. But what are you... Where's the thing? It's double standards. They put allegations forth of persons they hate, but persons they like, they'll be able to excuse them. And they misconstruct arguments that are, if somebody, the reason why they can do it though, is because the people they're arguing with do the exact same thing as them. So they don't know. But if they go against somebody who actually knows how arguments work, more than they are at least, boom, you're done. So you gotta just be aware. And I'm hoping that's what somebody learns. People learn from the situation. You gotta be aware. You gotta be more careful. Especially when he's 18, he's under scrutiny. And there's a lot of weird stuff in that community. A lot of weird people. And I don't want him to go down I don't want him to get owned. But if it happens, it happens. And I'm not gonna just sit back. I did sit back last time. I shouldn't have. That was my fault. And I apologize for that. Because I should have said something then. I shouldn't have been middle ground idiot. So, in the future, I'm going to criticize. I will bring to light and I will confront what needs to be confronted when it happens. And I'm sorry. But that's how it has to be done. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.